Welcome, Mrs. P.L. Travers, to the City of Angels.
It smells like
Jasmine.
chlorine and sweat.
Introducing the creator of our beloved Mary.
Poppins. Never, ever just Mary. Now, where is Mr. Disney?
She's here.
Well, Pamela Travers, you can't imagine how excited I am to finally meet you.
Would you mind? My name is Mrs. Travers, Mr. Disney.
Oh, Walt. Now, you gotta call me Walt.
Mary Poppins by the great P.L. Travers. Now, a lot of you adore this book, and you would love to know the story about how Walt Disney acquired the rights to make the film. And for those of you who do, this is not it, because Walt Disney would have killed this bitch. I mean, I hate to say that. I know a lot of people say, man, you use bitch a lot. No, I think if you saw the movie, you'd agree.
No, I'm thinking about that.
Yes, but also this portrayal of Walt Disney is quite sugar-coated itself.
Well, that's so funny
yeah.
because they're both sugar-coated, believe it or not. The actual P.L. Travers was much worse than the Emma, what's her name?
Emma Watson?
No,
I'm sorry, Emma Thompson.
Emma Thompson version of this, who is an unbelievable bitch in this. But apparently the real life one, much worse. Yes, Walt Disney was kind of douchey.
Kind of douchey.
But
Shit, he could have been working for Kotex.
the point is like, I'm actually really shocked he did not kill her. I'm not sure that, like, after their initial meeting, she wasn't an animatronic or something. You know? Because she was truly horrible.
Oh, she's this. This woman, as we said, she's played by Emma Thompson, and Walt Disney is played by the lovable Tom Hanks.
Oh, Tom.
Yeah, you gotta love Tom Hanks.
You know what? I don't care what Walt Disney's really like when Tom Hanks is playing him. I'm like, as far as I'm concerned, that's Walt Disney.
That is. Yeah,
You could have played
Tom
Mickey
Hanks
Mouse
so
for
much.
all I care.
Yeah.
But you know what? He's that Uncle Walt that Walt Disney always portrayed himself as.
True.
Want us to believe him.
Well, he's the guy that you saw in those short films, the black and white short films.
Yeah, he wasn't the guy that was killing animals on those nature specials and hated Jewish people.
The Nazi sympathizer.
Yeah, the Nazi sympathizer and wore a dress half the time, from what I heard.
No. That's not Walt Disney.
And,
You're thinking of J. Edgar Hoover.
No, J. Edgar Hoover is one, but I also heard Walt Disney liked to dress up.
Really?
No, he did a lot of weird shit. I don't know about that.
I never
one.
heard that one.
I heard he liked to dress up as a mouse.
You know,
but I don't
Yeah,
know.
he wore no pants and white gloves.
Yeah,
But
Come on,
it was cryogenically frozen.
let people wonder about this. Come on,
He dressed up as Minnie Mouse. You're right. Yeah.
He dressed a black man every day at lunch.
probably dressed up as Hitler.
Did he?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought that
He's
was
hanging
true.
out with Henry Ford all the time. I don't know.
But in this, no, he's Uncle Walt, and he's a very patient guy. He brings P.L. Travers, who he's been trying to get for, what was it, like 20 years?
20 years.
To make Mary Poppins into a movie. His daughters read the book when they were kids. They loved it. Even when they're grown, he's like, look, I made a promise to my daughters, and God damn it, I don't care if they're adults or not. I'm going to deliver on this. But P.L. Travers is so close to this character. I mean, to the point where I think she's almost mentally ill.
Well, but she is like, hey, this is my creation. I've seen what you do to fairy tales. You make them really colorful and put a bunch of songs and animated
Damn
swirls
cartoons in there.
And by the time it's done, it doesn't resemble the original thing at all. And I don't want you doing this to mine.
You know, I can't believe it. P.L. Travers right here in my office. After all these years, almost 20 of them?
Yes.
20 long years. Well, I wish you could have seen me then, Pam. Lean as a whippet I was. A racehorse. Well, anyway. Now here you are, and look at you. Oh, I could just eat you up.
That wouldn't be appropriate.
I didn't realize how much she just fucking hated cartoons. She like flipped her fucking lid. I think she pulled a Corey and she threw a chair in the middle of Walt's office. We're like,
That was
fucking
it.
cartoons?
She said, you're going to take this character and make it something it's not, but by no means will you have her in there with a cartoon. No, she was like the judge from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. You know, she was fucking dipping cartoons in oil and shit. But she says, yeah, I just don't want to give this up. And it gets to a point where her agent said, look, you ain't got no money, so I don't think you got a choice. And Walt Disney brings her out. He woos her, tries to do all kind of things for her. And she finally says, all right, I'm not going to sign over anything, but you guys can start sort of production. And she has no social skills whatsoever, though, no etiquette. And the whole time it's because of her nature, but the rest of the time she's also trying to just sabotage the whole project. But Disney's not giving up on it.
She seemed like the original Simon Cowell watching this movie. Every time those guys put up a new musical number where all three of these poor sons of bitches were there trying to make magic there, trying to make that Disney magic. She was like, what in the fuck was that you just fucking played, you ass?
It's so stupid.
Now here's the thing. Despite what this movie is portraying,
Yeah.
and how you guys feel about it, I would like to defend her in this. In as much as she's very straightforward about, I don't want to do this. I don't like this deal. I don't want to sell this to you. And she's got everybody saying like, I forget what you want. Come on. You got to do this.
Yeah.
Let us do this. It's like, yeah, I'm going to be a bitch about it because I already told you no, and you're not accepting no.
Well, but she also is the one who agreed to be flown out to California and negotiate this.
Well, hey, man, who's going to give up a free trip to California?
I'm just saying she should have never taken the trip.
She ain't got no money. That's a free lunch, man.
I will give her absolute credit, though, for bringing up this point about Disney films, which has always bothered me every time I watch one of these Disney films, and even the live-action stuff. Whenever the musical numbers go into this baby gibberish of chim chimney chim chim doo dum bum blah bling dim blim, and I'm like, is there something? Is there a class I missed at school? Because I don't know what the fuck anybody is saying.
Hey, those are classic songs.
And the fact that you look back, hindsight's 2020. You go like, oh, Mary Poppins is a great classic, and everybody loves it. Why is she being so bitchy? But at that time, it hasn't been made. All she's seen is this other stuff, and like, I think she's well within her rights to feel the way she does.
But you know what? Something that needs to be mentioned here.
Remind me never to try and adapt to one of your things.
But
if I say no, just leave it at that.
I stand there with you though, because while she is just a total nightmare to work with, she doesn't want to do it, and people don't see what's going on in her head. They really don't know her history, and we don't know why, but the movie keeps flashing back to Australia, and we get these flashbacks with Colin Farrell being her father, and you begin to see that there's some history here with this story. I mean, there are things there that represent her life that she put on the page that are very close to her, and she just can't let that be abused and misused. And so I get it. I mean, it's a cool struggle between the two. I mean, and people are gonna look at this movie in two different ways. Maybe more different ways, but I know that some people are going to see this, it as this delightful film about this cherished movie that they know being made. Or people are going to see, oh well, this is Disney just patting themselves on the back.
That's what it kind of. There's moments in the movie where that does kind of seem obvious, especially so many great speeches by Walt Disney, where you're like, what the shit is this guy, like the Obi-Wan Kenobi of animation? Like, wow.
Mystical, magical Disney.
Not to mention the fact that he never really loses his patience with her.
No, not at all.
And you know good and well when she wasn't around there, sometimes he's going that fucking dyke. I can't stand her.
You're always waiting for that.
Bitch.
You're always waiting for that nightmare's dream sequence to happen where you actually see Walt Disney like get Mickey's tail and like choke her with it. Just choke the fucking life out of her.
The cynical point of view of this is absolutely accurate. There's no question that all this is true. They've made a Disney fable out of a Disney fable.
True.
Which seems entirely like appropriate given the circumstances. I mean, to me, despite the fact there's always that little part in the back of my head going like, come on, man, you know none of this shit was like this at all. No, it wasn't. Doesn't really matter in this particular context. I mean, it's not like one of the turning points of history we're talking about right here. You know?
True. You're absolutely right.
I'm like, you know what? They made a really enjoyable, happy Disney film, better than a lot of them I've seen them do of this type of thing in a long time. That's loosely based on what actually happened and increasing the mythology of Walt Disney himself, which is something Disney has always done.
I just wish they would have taken it to that next level if they were actually going to do, we are creating a new modern fable with us involved. We're going to put ourselves in our stories finally.
Oh, yeah.
I would have loved for a sequence to see that lady looking at these three guys fucking up her whole life story. And just, I wanted to see them
driving her insane.
I wanted to see them transform into a bunch of goofies. Like it's just running around. What do you think about this tune?
Yo, we put a Disney in your Disney so you can Disney while you're Disney.
It's almost like they made their own version of a Princess movie with Emma Thompson. But it's the performances that make it this movie. I mean, Emma Thompson is great,
brilliant,
she is. And Paul Giamatti is a chauffeur driver, and he's really good. There's these tender moments where you see people just chip away at this hard exterior, and look, when they do that, I gotta admit my heart melted just a little bit.
I was like that, but after 12 years a slave, I'm still mad at Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, that's the one that made me. It brought me back. Now, had that been Michael Fassbender, no, fuck no.
Yeah, he's got a couple more years before he can earn back the goodwill.
I just kept pretending that was his second job, Paul Giamatti. So drive around white people and tell them how awesome they are, and then go back to the plantation and whip the shit out of everybody.
And black people.
And make them work on Disney dances.
So he went from being a slave driver to just a driver.
Yeah, he's like making them work on the next Disney fucking movie.
Slaves ain't breaking their money like they used to.
Yeah,
take a second job.
Yeah,
but everybody is very old school Hollywood in this film, and I kind of like that idea of it. They're playing it like an old Hollywood comedy in the way that everything's very broad, but the way it's more like a new film is the way they're trying to do, which is something we've seen before, where it keeps flashing back to her childhood, and we get to see all these pieces of her childhood that bit by bit explain why she's the mega cunt she is today.
Mega cunt. You know, I shop there every weekend.
And the second one, does she fight Godzilla?
No, you're right, man. And I mean, and she's not the only one that. And her and Paul Giamatti, I think the cast is pretty well rounded. Jason Schwartzman and B.J. Novak.
They were great.
The lyrics,
the musicians.
Richard and Robert Sherman. Yeah, the lyrics.
In fact, B.J. Novak, he's especially good because as the first guy to go, God damn it.
Does nobody else see this shit?
He's the first one to be like us. Cause we're like, what the fuck are y'all taking this shit from her for?
I was waiting for him to jump out that second story window.
I don't work for this bitch. You know, but I like him. And who was the guy? I'm looking for the guy's name. Bradley Whitford.
Yeah. Oh, I love him on the West
as the
Wing.
co-writer. Yeah,
he's so funny here too. Like that guy who's like, I've been through stuff kind of like this, and I'm the experienced one, so I know how to hold my tongue, but you can see it. You can see that vein throbbing in his forehead. He's like, oh, I'm so close to flipping out and killing everyone in this room.
except you know he's not going to do it.
You know he's not going to.
Because as you say, he's been through it so many times. Yeah, all the stuff that with them and what is, modern day, I thought worked really great. The way her and Tom Hanks played off each other.
Terrific. Yeah.
I had a big problem with the flashbacks. I didn't really connect with that. And Colin Farrell gives a good enough performance and
playing her father.
Yeah, playing her father. But all that stuff, I don't know. I didn't feel a real connection to it. And every time it would come up, it got to be where when they would go back to that, I'd be like, oh.
Well, the real problem is,
I hated when they went to those flashbacks.
The stuff in the past was all such bummers, you know. I mean, it was all such a downer, and like all the modern day stuff was just funny and lighthearted and fun to watch. You kept going every time they went to the past. You're like,
well, it didn't seem necessary to have so much of it. That's the thing. Right. It was really. Right when scenes were actually working and you just wanted to know this lady's perspective of what was going on now, not so much of her past. And whenever they kept on, throwing these scenes from the past at you, it was like, I don't want to watch this other movie.
It was more information than you needed to piece together who the woman is.
Know where every single part of Mary
Poppins
every single
thing. I mean, they could have lost 10 minutes or so of that stuff easy, and it would have improved it across the board. No question. Now, I still like the idea, because that's part of the whole understanding who she is. So she's not just this one-dimensional character. So we get how she turned from the imaginative person who created this a wonderful book, Mary Poppins, and eventually became like a shrieking harridan. I mean, we have to know that to eventually start to like her.
But it seemed like every time they got to an interesting point, because they introduced that actress who was supposed to be the real version of Mary Poppins, the whole idea of what
Rachel Griffiths.
Rachel Griffiths,
but so late into the game.
Yeah, she comes in so late, and it's almost like a cameo.
Yeah,
and they explore absolutely nothing about that character, and give you enough information to make a real solid connection to the fact that she is based, she is Mary Poppins, but I don't know. It's something that I could overlook, because the rest of the movie, like I said, the performances and everything about it would just really stand out. I
guess I would feel that way, but those flashbacks were a good third, if not more, of the movie. And I would just be like, okay, yeah, your dad was a drunk, but he was Irish, so there's no big surprise there. I don't see what made him special.
Yeah, what's so great about this story?
I mean, there are parts when it got uneasy, and I kind of liked it. But the thing is,
but he's like a funny drunk.
Well, that's the thing is, like, he is that I like that a different movie would have done, like with he's the horrible drunk. Here he's the likable drunk, and what ends up happening to likable drunks eventually. You still might be likable, but ultimately, wasting everybody's time.
I wanted to see his his Disney movies. That's
Want to see him with a cartoon bottle walking around and shit?
And a bowl of Lucky Charms.
Hey,
Topping and marred into you.
Yeah.
it all makes sense now.
But I think what irritated me about those flashbacks was that that's when it went to stuff that you expect out of a kind of a generic Disney studio movie. Present day, because the music just felt generic and the drama felt generic. Not, except when it started getting a little harsher. That's when there was some true emotions there. And then even they did that, the music was just not that great. But every now and then they'd hit some compositions that fit within, what was it, 1964, that they were trying to get this movie together.
I think it was
around that time. It was early 60s.
Yeah,
so
early 60s. Yeah.
They would have music that come in. She'd be getting out her P.L. Travers, get out the limousine, they go. I'm like, okay, this fits. I mean, you have a cocktail in your hand while you're watching this. Your smoking jacket on, but yeah, that's when the movie really had style. There was sometimes it just felt like, oh, this could be anything, and then it's like, oh, this is really stylish right here. Overall, I mean, I couldn't buy into the story because I believe in a real story. Disney just took her aside and said, look, woman, I will have you fucking killed, all right? I can do it.
Well, maybe he never said it to her because he was on eggshells trying to get that property, but he said it every time she went in the room.
Look, I'm about to put a bullet in her fucking head.
and you just go like, 20 years, dude, you couldn't pick a different story. Come on.
You're obsessed, man. This is beyond this is beyond a promise. This is sick. So you look crazy yourself while you try to talk about her.
I mean, he turned out ultimately to be right. Mary Poppins is one of the greatest Disney movies ever made. So
that's true.
It's like,
I'm gonna get this money. He tried to act like he was trying to make a story for his kid. I'm like, no, I'm gonna get paid.
The funny thing is, the greatest Disney movie ever made. Yet I still haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
You guys are killing me. Well, like for me, who watched it over and over again as a kid, one of the appeals of this movie were those scenes where they're working out the songs from it that are so like locked in my head for life. And these moments of the film, I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. And they're starting to work on it, and you're like, yes, yes. And she's like, fuck that shit.
Because she's talking about, like, you're just writing gibberish. I want no gibberish in this movie. They look down there like a supercalifragilistic. Move that shit aside.
She's like, what the fuck is that?
and no animation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, animation. We got some penguins in there. What?
I like that. She said, so how do you get the penguins to dance? And everybody, nobody told her. Shit. I'm going on lunch break right now. But there's my biggest problem with the movie, and I like the film. My biggest problem with it is that they take you through all these emotions. Through all these moments where these people have to struggle with each other, and it comes down to just a simple speech. That's the way. I mean, this is what, and there are several movies like that where. Oh, that's it? That's how it got settled? You could have said that at the beginning.
It's not simple in the context of that we spent, like you said, like 30, 35 minutes of the film looking at her past and him eventually discovering what this past was. And then you've got the lock that pulls it all in there. Yeah. It wasn't like out of nowhere like he could have said that in the first game.
I get it.
I know, but once he looked her up on Google, he was like, I got you.
I was wondering if he had a book of great speeches to give people who.
P.L. Travis, this is your life.
That was funny because they mentioned her father was an alcoholic, and Disney like, our father was what?
Okay, all right.
Why didn't you tell me?
Boys, crack some champagne. I like the way we're gonna make some pictures.
He showed up with some alcohol at her door. He was trying to beat her daddy at that moment. He showed up drunk. Hey, bitch, I'm your daddy. Let's talk.
It's like, I'm going to talk to you about this first, but we're going to do shots first. Are you ready? You know what? We should do another shot first. Come on.
Let's make some cartoonies.
Yeah, daddy said, let's make a movie. But
we's animated.
That's one of my pet peeves in any movie where everything can just be tied up real nice with just a few words, a nice speech. But the movie, while it has its problems, I think it is sweet enough. That's all I can say. It's just a sweet film with enough characters in there to make you enough likable characters besides her. And Tom Hanks, man, you fall in love with him because he's so patient.
He's a national treasure.
He's the myth of Walt Disney, and we want him to be that myth. I don't even want to know about that other real life Walt Disney. I want to believe that Tom Hanks is Walt Disney, and that's the end of the story.
That's true. This movie sells it sells whatever story, whether you buy it or not. It sells it well, and that's where you go into it. You don't buy this. Look, we see so many biopics today that we say are full of shit. Why are we just going to pick on this for that?
Yeah, I mean, especially like I said, this is not exactly a turning point in history.
Yeah,
getting the rights to Mary Mary Poppins. You know, I think we can forgive a bit of stretching here.
You know, you got a good point there, because it's not like kids are going to be failing history tests at school.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's 1,000 gay men at Disney World who would disagree with you. But anyway, whether you buy it or not, it is a sweet film, and I give it a matinee.
It is a sweet film. I guess my three big problems were I was expecting something better, more important, and that I never saw the original Mary Poppins, so it didn't have the impact that it should have. And I don't, is that my feeling because I didn't see
is there
the original
is there a
movie?
Sequel to Mary Poppins or something? You said you never saw the original. Is there?
Well,
There are book sequels.
Okay.
I never. Yeah, you're
Mary
right.
Poppins
Make
the
a big point that
Revenge.
it's not being a sequel. But just not having seen it, it doesn't have the impact on me that maybe it's supposed to. And I don't know if that's like, hey, is that film's job to make me feel that anyway, whether I saw it or not. But it just ultimately it made me think back to the movie from last year, Hitchcock, where you watch it, it's like, well, it's really well done and it's pretty and acted and all, but you go like, yeah, but it's so sugar coated, it's hard to not just slap down the bullshit card at every turn on it. And I wish that couldn't have been so much that, but Cyrus makes great points about it being a fable. I think it's cool that Nanny McPhee gets to play the woman who wrote Mary Poppins. That's kind of interesting. But and those flashbacks, they just took so much away. It's like, man, I wish it could have been like just one or two flashbacks and the rest filled out with what was happening, because all those actors work so great together.
Do you think this could have worked with no flashbacks?
Two.
They would have had to have found a different way.
Yeah, a different way. But two flashbacks would have been enough. But I just fall at a matinee on it.
All right.
I mean, for me, being really deeply in love, like such a huge part of my childhood, being a fan of Mary Poppins, and the fact that like really early on, I kind of grabbed onto that whole they're making a Disney fable movie out of like this loosely based on this real story, because why not? It's a movie about Mary Poppins. It's a Mary Poppins in and of itself, if you will. Yes, you're right. The flashbacks drag on too long, and in fact, even have that problem of just feeling out of place tonally with everything else in the film, where there's such downers a lot of the time. And the rest of the film is all laugh out loud funny with really charming performances. But I hate to say, this really did end up grabbing my heart. I was really moved by some sequences in here. I thought the performances were just knock it out of the park. Like I thought Emma Thompson, one of the single best female lead performances this year. I mean, if it wasn't for Cate Blanchett in Blue Jasmine, she would have been my number one.
Yeah.
Like she's just that good in this. And I just, like I said, I couldn't bring myself to be offended by the idea that this wasn't how it really happened. They just made a fun to watch movie that had you caring about the characters. I mean, any movie that can take somebody that's that horrible and make you by the end really love her and feel sorry for her is a good film to me. And so I give this a full price.
All right.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence here with this because, I completely agree with you, Cyrus. As far as there's a lot of emotionally charged scenes in this movie. Like when they want you to feel the feels, they make you feel it.
All the
like,
feels.
all of them.
This movie molested me.
Yeah, it did, and I was like, ooh, don't cry, bitch. And I was like,
You talking to her or yourself?
I'm talking to myself, having an inner struggle, inner battle.
No, I just need some oil.
Oh, poor lady and her drunk Irish father. But the thing is, it does capture a lot of interesting things that I love, even if they're bullshit or not. Just with the creative process of making like a Disney film, I thought all that stuff with those three sons of bitches who were stuck in that room that room with that devil woman. I mean, wow! just watching magic work from pure hell, I found fascinating. But other than that, there were a lot of things that seemed a little too sugar coated. Where I mean, whoever was writing Walt Disney made sure the guy seemed like the ultimate fucking, the ultimate magical Negro in this movie that it needed. But other than that, I mean, the performances were outstanding, but
You don't know what to give it.
I really
I like
don't.
the way he's
I really don't.
He's stalling because he
I know.
he can't decide in his head. Get it out.
Dancing over there. Tap dance like those
That's the
fingers.
search. Like I really don't know.
Chim chimney chim chim chiroo. Full price. Why not? Full price. Yeah, full price.
Really?
It really did affect.
You sure?
It affected me emotionally. I love movies like this, and I'm sure if you read the Wikipedia, it's probably more fascinating. But stay for the credits. I know you guys took off, but at the end of the credits, they actually have audio reel of her in the room with these guys working with him, and
really?
she sounds just as a bitch as she was in the movie. Yeah, so an honest portrayal, at least for that moment.
That's interesting.
These movies are great because he's the one that said, I don't see these type of movies, man. I don't watch this stuff. You know, you got to keep that image of being the horror guy. But when he sees him, he always comes back like, I love movies like this. So beautiful. Yeah, I'm a bitch.
Where did she come from?
Mary Poppins and the Bankses. They're family to me.
Mary Poppins was a real person? So it's not the children she comes to save. It's their father. It's your father.
You don't know what she means to me.
I won't disappoint you. I swear every time a person walks into a movie house, they will rejoice. Don't you want to finish the story? The boys have come up with an idea. I think it's going to make you happy.
You didn't bring me all the way here to tell me that.
Oh, no, I had a wager. I couldn't get you on a ride. I just won $20.